Where do you live most of the time?
That's a good question. LA is where I'm based. Haven't been here in a while, but yeah, I've been here like 17, 18 years in
And
Los
you were
Angeles.
born in Modesto?
Born in Modesto, California. Yeah, it's Northern California, inland of San Francisco, essentially.
So I was amused to see some of these stories about, you just won a breakthrough award.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, National Board Review.
That's right.
What a great
And
honor.
and the ensemble award at the Gothams. So
Hmm.
there's some momentum for this, but it amuses me. I mean, you're 38 years old, and
Almost 39, yeah, in a
yeah.
month, in 1 month.
And you've made like 17. Is at the Hurt Locker was like the 17th feature that you
Like the
have you
20th, I
counted?
think, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you've had a major television show. Sorry, The Unusuals. It
Yes.
got canceled, right?
Yeah, it's canceled.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But this the breakthrough. I mean, you've broken through many times at this point, right?
Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, it feels like it. From where I'm standing, yes, it feels like it. But I'll be the new guy in town after 20 years. I'm in.
So
Better than never being.
Right. So I mean, SWAT would have been the one that you must
SWAT,
have
I won like
thought-
breakthrough performances.
Yeah.
Dahmer as well. But there was much more. Like Dahmer was an industry sort of awareness
That's
than
right.
it was a public awareness. It's such a tiny little film. And then SWAT was the next movie I did after, and that was obviously a much bigger sort of audience, sort of getting some eyes on something. And from there, I was getting immersed into a bunch of sort of good character roles and getting opportunities to do stuff like the Hurt Locker, where it's more like the leading man-ish sort of opportunity. It was something I was frothing at the mouth to do. So I see why more eyes are seeing it in a different light versus just some guy, peripheral sort of characters.
Was there some way that you locked onto this character and dug into him that was different from anything else you've done?
I think they're all different depending on the material, depending on the character, the director. It's always something different. This character in particular in the script was something I was very curious about. So I don't know, I read scripts and I get very bored very quickly, and this one was a world that I knew nothing about, so I was fascinated, I was so curious, and the character I thought was very actionable, did a lot of really interesting things, and you weren't sure why, so it just created a lot of questions and thoughts, and so I just wrote down 3 pages of answers to questions I haven't thought of yet, and vice versa. And so it got me thinking a lot. So, and then ended up in the film, and it made me think and made me feel as well. So it was just one of those things I instantly connected with.
Do you have much experience with the military?
I do now, but not being in the military. I'm sort of
Exposure to it.
yeah, exposure definitely to it from just from like 28 weeks to that movie, and then obviously the Hurt
Danny
Locker.
Boyle, right?
Yeah. Well, that was
Not Danny Boyle.
he produced it.
Right.
Yeah, he did Second Unit and produced
Right.
it. Juan Carlos Fresnadillo directed it. But I had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with guys, and more than most civilians, and had experiences kind of hands-on with C4 and with civilians don't really get to play with C4 and.
Now
Yeah,
your
that's
face
awesome.
just lit up when
Yeah.
you said that.
Yeah.
Now, are you? Is there? I mean, do you share the? I was going to ask you this anyway. I mean, do you share the sort of danger junkie quality that this guy?
No, I
had?
don't. I don't have the courage or the balls to be able to do what these guys do every day. There's no way. It was very important to me to want to accurately portray these guys, because I have the utmost respect for our military. Actually, I'm trying to go on a USO tour now, and it's kind of difficult, but it means a lot to me.
Why is
It means
that hard? What?
Well, it's because they just want to make sure that people are serious about, and they know what the dangers are, and why they want to go. And after doing the movie, I got really involved in an organization called TAPS, about families and survivors of IEDs, and it's just kind of important to me. It kind of shifted my perspective, not greatly, but just my awareness about our military and the families and all of it. You know, it's really important to me, and I don't want to be in the dark anymore. And so I'm getting pretty involved as much as I possibly can.
Good, good. I read a story about a screening that it took place in Washington.
Yeah.
That sounded pretty heavy.
Yeah, it was intense. Yeah, it was. I was really nervous about that because it's a lot of EOD guys, you know, that are and ex-EOD guys, which I don't even know if that is real. Most EOD guys, even when they get out of the Army, they still stick with the job and they're contracted to remove ordnance on military bases, or they stay somehow, some way involved in their job of what EOD kind of means.